Doug Wells and his wife Kristen were pulling onto their street in western Montana when they noticed a camper parked in front of their house. Neither of them recognized the camper. Doug got out and walked over and looked inside to see if anyone was in there. There was a man sleeping in the front seat, and they decided that this man must have just randomly parked in front of their house. The next day he would leave. The couple went inside their house. Doug rounded up all the trash, and when he went outside, standing in his front lawn is the same guy who was just sleeping inside of the camper. Doug yells out to this guy, "What are you doing here?" The man put his hands up and said his name was Wayne Nance, and he actually worked with Doug's wife, Kristen, at the furniture store in town. He happened to be driving down their street earlier that day, and he spotted someone standing outside one of their windows looking in their house, and he knew it was Kristen's house. It looked like nobody was home, so he decided he would just park out front and try to scare off this person, but by the time Kristen got back, he had fallen asleep. He asked Wayne, "Did you see this guy again after that first time you saw him?" And Wayne said no, he hadn't. Maybe if Doug went in the house and got some flashlights, the two of them could walk the property and make sure nobody was there. Doug said, "Why don't you come in the house and I'll go look for those flashlights?" And as soon as Wayne got in the house and shut the front door, he pulled out a metal pipe and smashed Doug over the back of the head. Kristen came running down the stairs and she sees her husband who's bleeding profusely from his head. He's covering himself up on the ground while Wayne, her co-worker, is standing over him, punching and kicking him. Wayne drew a pistol and aimed it at her and told her to come down here and tie up your husband's arms and legs. She does as she's told. And then afterwards, Wayne leads Kristen back upstairs to the bedroom where he ties her up as well. After that, Wayne went back down and he grabbed Doug by the legs and he pulled him down the flight of stairs to the basement, and then he savagely beat him with the pipe and pulled out a blade and plunged it directly into Doug's chest. And then when he pulled it out, Doug slumped over. Wayne assumed Doug must be dead, and Wayne went back upstairs to assault Kristen. Doug managed to wriggle out of his restraints and then hobbled over to a workbench where he had a rifle laying out. As Doug is making his way up, his wife screaming in the bedroom, he can hear the sound of very heavy footsteps running down the hall towards the landing where he is. Doug positioned himself in the stairwell, he took aim chest tight with his rifle, and he waited for their attacker to show himself. As Wayne came flying around the corner, Doug just fired one shot that struck him right in the stomach. Wayne fell backwards. Doug turned his rifle around like a baseball bat, and he just starts walking down the hall, smashing Wayne. As Wayne continues to stumble and fall, he gets away from Doug, charges into the bedroom where Kristen is, and he grabs his pistol, and he fires 3 shots towards the door where Doug is now standing. And Doug, he's unfazed. He just walks up to Wayne and begins bashing his head with the back of this rifle. Wayne drops the gun, and Doug sees that. He grabs the pistol and he fires the remaining rounds into Wayne's head. Police and paramedics would show up. Doug, Kristen, and their attacker Wayne were all rushed to the hospital. Doug and Kristen would make full recoveries. As for Wayne, he would die the following day from his injuries. The police investigated Wayne Nance, and they discovered that almost certainly he had been a serial killer that was connected to at least 6 cold case murders from 1974 to 1986. The true number of people he killed is still unknown.